now that we have already discussed about the ways, as you can see on the board here, the ideas that you guys came up with is drain the solution through the cloth and use a funnel to drain the solution through the cloth. Well, right now I'll be just demonstrate how it'll be done. Here's the tank of the kopi pots. Today our kopi pots will be brine shrimp, and here is the culture of the brine shrimp. What we're going to do is we're going to take a pipette and we're going to take a 10 milliliter solution. Are you guys following?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we will place a piece of cheesecloth, a folded cheesecloth, over and release the contents of the pipette through the cheesecloth. And as so is done, we get that some of the kopi pods were absorbed through this process. So you see the difference? You see the difference?
Yeah. Interesting.
And this was shown. This method was done with Rita Kahlo's lab, where she used sari cloth instead of cheesecloth to do the same. And her lab is called the Ecological Relationships between Vibrio cholerae and Platonic Crystalline Kopi Pods. And due to the results that she got from her lab, 99% of the bacteria was absorbed.
Wow.
Well, now we're going to separate into groups in our separate groups and do exactly what she did. And instead of using sari cloth, we're going to be using cheesecloth, right, class?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll be here helping Selena, and you guys follow my example. Okay, so we are going to be using one folded cheesecloth for this time. I'm going to take the fold of cheesecloth. You have that? Yeah. And then we're going to take the grid of the square outline and separate into their separate quadrants on here, and we're going to place the petri dish on top, and make sure that the circle outline of the petri dish relates to the square outline of the grid sheet. And as we do so, we place the fold of cheesecloth over, and Selena, come with me here. We are going to take a sample of the brine shrimp, and take your sample. There you go. Okay, and the other group will do so. As they do, let them take the sample, and after you take your samples, you walk back to your seat, and Selena, come over here and release the contents of the pipette through the cheesecloth and into the petri dish. And then, as you can see, the kopi pods are absorbed in the process. And as shown on their group, a lot of kopi pods were absorbed through the process. And we are going to then you're going to count how many are in one of the quadrants. So click on your clickers, and count how many are in one of the quadrants, and make sure it's lined up with the outline of the square. And count with your clickers, and then using the pencils on your stations over there. Once you come with the solution, write down the sum of kopi pods that you saw on your calculations grid sheet, not the other one. Come on, it's okay. And then times that sum by 4 to get the product of the amount of kopi pods that was left over from what was absorbed. And we are going to do this with number of other folds and repeat the process.